Hello there. Welcome to this short series of videos where I'm going over helmets and headgear from my costuming history and my venture into cosplay. This is one of my next helmets, if you were going in chronological order, um, of a Monster Hunter helmet. After learning from my Titanfall 2 helmet that I followed my tutorial with, that I had found off of YouTube, I started looking at many other videos on costuming and cosplay and started to get a better grasp of how to go about making something like this. Um, so, after a bunch of video watching and research, I started to draft up my own patterns for making this. Now, a lot of times when I was making helmets, as well as some of my other props, when I was younger, I would just freehand and free cut things. So I would use a piece of paper, kind of make a template for some of the pieces, like the angle pieces. But a lot of the curved pieces, other parts for the helmet, and the construction was all freehand and measured once and then twice with the same piece to get mirrored images. Um, and this one was again before I had my you can see this cut right here. Before I had my Dremel, very harsh cuts, some welding glue pieces that you could see here, even right here up on the top, right there. So still in that very early learning phases. This helmet belongs to not just the Valstrax armor, but also my entire Valstrax armor set I made for a costume. It was probably the most fun I've had walking around in this and seeing the interactions and getting to interact with people who even didn't know what it was. Um, it was so awesome being able to just wear it and then have other people be like, "Is that from Monster Hunter?" But yeah. um, very early on in my costuming, I didn't have uh, the knowledge of how to do glow in the dark or LEDs. I mean, you saw my Titanfall helmet. I got some bullet lights shoved into the visor to get some glow. And for my Valstrax, there was no way I was able to get a glow for the red, so I just ended up painting it. Um, oh, you can see a good spiral here for the backside on all four there. Um, there's a little bit of a cut here that ended up forming to help with the bend. But yeah, let me pick this up and show you the visor, because the visor's plastic and I got some orange tint there. Okay, so this helmet is really cool, but also really heavy. And one thing about EVA foam is that it can be very light, but if you're doing stuff like this, you need to understand how your piece is going to be put together. Otherwise, you're going to have thick layers upon thick layers of foam stacked on top of each other to make a very heavy helmet. Like you can even see that this is like double stacked 6 millimeter foam. And like a lot of the stuff on this helmet is all made out of the 6 millimeter, 6 or 10. It's the thickest foam that I could have gotten at this time. Um, there's some smaller bits where I use thinner foam and some cardboard to get some like stiffer, rigid pieces. I had gotten a wood burner around this time, and that's how some of these details were actually made. Were made with a wood burner. This kind of like texture, the scaly texture on it. The visor or the eye lenses I had made by getting some plastic and then some orange tint. And let me see if I can get an inside on here. Oh, you can kind of see some of There we go. Visibility was very low with this helmet, considering the fact that I could only see out that way or that way. So instead of being able to look directly forward, I would have to look to the side and then look right, or look to the side and then look left. Um, so another thing that I didn't consider when I first started making this helmet was how to do the visibility on it. Um, but yeah, this one here is a big helmet, big heavy helmet. Also one of my favorites. This is one of the first times I had entered into any costume competitions as well, and the second time I had ever done one was actually with this one, and I had won a best in show with it. This one has a lot of good memories. Anyways, enough rambling. Thank you all for sitting around and watching a short video of me going over these helmets and stuff. Um, and I will see you all in the next one. Later.